All right, here we go for our video. We got a special person here to introduce us to our new video. Whenever you're ready.
Welcome to the 7.2 intro. I'm Bob Ryan.
Bobby Ryan! Aye. All right, as Bobby said, this will be a kind of introduction into the next unit, which will be 7.2. Everything we've talked about so far has been over how to divide body cells. And what we're going to look at now is how to divide sex cells. Okay, so that's basically what it's going to be about. One of the things you need to realize that each species of organism has a specific number of chromosomes per cell. Each cell of that organism has the same number of chromosomes. For example, if you look at humans, every human cell has 46 chromosomes. Okay, regardless of what you're talking about, we all have chromosomes in each cell, and if it's proper, if there's no abnormality or anything, every cell should have 46. Okay, fruit flies. Okay, good old fruit flies. You should write these numbers down. Fruit flies, their number, they have 8 chromosome number. Chimpanzees, everyone looks at them, close relative of ours. A chimp has 48. A potato also has 48. Okay, and there's other things like this rhino that I'm feeding that has actually a number of 84. Now, one of the things I want you to realize when you do this, don't assume the more complicated species has more chromosomes. For example, obviously, I hope that you think that yourself is more complicated than a potato, but the chromosome number shows that actually the potato has 48. You have 46. So it has nothing to do with actual complication. It has to do with how many chromosomes there are. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through. And one of the things that we do when we look at the number of chromosomes, we look at what we call a karyotype. And now a karyotype is simply this. A karyotype, is this the term you need to define, is an arrangement of chromosomes that shows how many of each type of chromosome is present in an organism. So in other words, it'll show us all the images of that. And I'll bring that up here real quick and show you a couple different karyotypes. So here over on the bottom right hand of the screen, you can see a human karyotype. It's the image of the chromosomes. If you remember in the back of the room, I had that human genome landscape that had all the chromosomes. These are all the different ones. So if you look, for example, you can see on here, this is the first chromosome. Notice there's 2 there. Then we have, this is the second, third, fourth, and so on down the line. With down here at the very bottom of the screen, this is our X, and then this is our Y. So this tells us right here that this is a male. XY is male, XX is female. Okay? That's what a karyotype looks like. Every organism has these. Where do we get these karyotypes from? We get them from the nucleus, and what they actually do, the scientists do, is they work on them, they create these images of them. And you can actually see, here's kind of the nucleus here. This is all the chromosomes here. And then they got to literally decode them, match them up. There's a lab in your book where you have to do that. To me, it's just kind of a waste of time, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. Most organisms actually, their chromosome number comes in pairs. There are some exceptions to that. So simple plants such as moss and other simple organisms such as fungi do not have paired chromosomes. Okay. On the other hand, though, animals do have paired chromosomes. Any animal you're going to look at for the most part has paired chromosomes. For example, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now if they have 23 paired, their actual number of chromosomes is 46. So they got 46 chromosomes. cells having 2 of each chromosomes are said to be diploid. So any cell that has the full complement or the full set is said to be diploid. Okay? When you think about it, the diploid number of chromosomes is represented by 2n, where 2 is the number of different pairs. Humans have, therefore, 23 different pairs, so 2n equals 46. So I have that down there. Let's think back to our examples earlier. Look back in your notes. How many chromosomes do fruit flies have? Go ahead and write that down. Then what I want you to think about is what would be the diploid number for them. So in other words, plug 2n equals 8 and figure out what the diploid number is. How many pairs do they have? I want you to do the same thing for chimpanzees, potatoes, and rhinoceroses. You're going to put that, and I want you to kind of circle it in your notes that you're doing, what the n value is for all those different species, and then you're going to bring that into class, and we're going to make sure that's correct. Okay? Your only homework is to go into the portal, and on the portal, under Chapter 7 in your resources will be a worksheet entitled Chromosomes. Open that up and work on it. Basically, you're going to do what we just did. You're going to figure out the number of homologous pairs of chromosomes based off of the numbers, and there'll be some questions to answer. You can either print that off and bring it to class, or you can just, on a separate sheet of paper, create the chart, fill it in, and then answer the question. So if your printer doesn't work, there's no excuse. You just make the chart and answer questions 1 through 8. So that's your only homework. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Go CP.